Hey guys, today I want to review the new 2023 M2 and compare it to my 2021 M2 competition. I've heard a lot of good things about the M2. I know there's a lot of controversy about the look of it, but in terms of the driving, I've heard that it's really a great car, and so I wanted to see if it's worth it upgrading my M2 Comp for the new M2. So first we're going to quickly talk about the look of this new G87 M2 and compare it to the F generation. Then we will look under the hood to see the core differences between my M2 Comp and the new M2, and we'll also compare the sound. Both of these cars have exhaust on it, so they both sound really good, but I want to compare them back to back. And finally, I'll take this beautiful car for a drive and see what it's all about. Stepping into the new M2, I really love the interior. I think it's beautiful. There's a lot of carbon fiber, which wasn't available on the previous generation. I love the steering wheel because it has the Alcantara on the sides. The shifter is exactly the same as on my M2 Comp. The seats are really comfortable. I love the look. They really hug you. The only thing that I don't like is that huge screen. They completely replaced the gauges with a single, very wide screen, and it just doesn't really do it for me. I like to see, you know, my speed and my RPMs on gauges. So that's the only downside, but otherwise I think they've done a beautiful job with this interior. The G87 M2 has the S58 engine. Mine was a S55. It makes 50 more horsepower than mine. Mine is at 405. This one is about 460 horsepower, but the torque is the same at 406 for both. One thing though is this car is actually heavier than my M2 competition, which makes the difference in power not as noticeable as I would have expected. I like the fact that BMW decided to put the 3-liter 6-cylinder engine in this car, just like they used for the M3 and the M4. I wish in this engine they would have kept the carbon fiber bracket, just like I have on my M2 competition. I think it looks so good on mine, and I'm kind of missing that here. I don't think it looks as pretty. So about the look of this car, this is probably the thing that I like the least about the new M2. When it just came out, I really hated it. I didn't want to even see this car. I think the F generation just looks so much better. This one is a little bit boxy. Even though with all the mods that have been done on this specific car, I think it looks a lot better than the stock one, and it's growing on me. But I'm really interested to know what you guys think, so please comment and let me know if you're liking this new version of the M2 and if it's grown on you since it came out. In my opinion, the mods done by Dray make this car much better looking. His car sits on KW V3 Coilovers and HRE Vintage 501 wheels. He has also installed MHC carbon fiber front splitter, rear skirt and diffuser, as well as a CT carbon fiber rear spoiler, which makes it look very aggressive. But enough about the looks, I think it's time to take it for a drive. So the goal today is to compare the new 2023 M2 to my 2021 M2 competition. I decided to go with my M2 competition last year. The M2 hadn't been delivered yet to people, and I didn't really like the look. I didn't want to wait, so I bought my car. Then I heard a lot of good things about the new M2. Despite people hating the look, a lot of people actually like the way it drives. So this is a 6-speed manual, just like my M2 Comp. This is really for me the way to go with an M car. When I bought my M2 competition, I test drove the automatic version and I honestly hated it. I tested out before testing the manual transmission one, and I was wondering if I still wanted to buy the car until I finally test drove the manual transmission one, and it's different. It feels like a different car. It might not be as quick like on a straight line, but in terms of the driving experience, to me it's so much better. That's why I'm so happy that, you know, on the new M2 that they still have the option for the 6-speed manual. And I have to say, it's the exact same shifter on my M2 Comp, but the clutch actually feels smoother. It's actually a lot easier, I think, the gearbox on this one. It's very smooth. I love the sound. There's an exhaust on this car and it sounds so good. It feels so good. Oh my gosh, it feels a lot smoother. I have to say, it does feel like a new generation. It does feel different, more different than I expected. Actually, I do really like the raw feeling that my M2 competition gives, and I think the interior is a lot more luxurious here. I think this thing on the track must be amazing because it feels really composed. The downshifts are definitely a lot more rough on my M2 Comp, which I think I like better. You have that little, it kind of kicks you when in downshift that I'm not really feeling in this one. It's a lot smoother, definitely, the shifts. I think for a manual gearbox, it's really easy. I like it a lot, but again, I think it's that raw feeling, that the competition, and I'm hoping that for the next version of the M2 competition, they're gonna bring that back, and I'm definitely gonna be, I think after driving this car, I'm gonna have to be considering getting the new M2 competitions when it comes out. I'm definitely gonna have to try it as soon as it comes out and see if I should trade in my car for the new one. I love that they have the Alcantara on this part of the steering wheel. On my car, as you've seen, I actually upgraded my steering wheel for the Alcantara one with the LED lights. So this car, just like my M2 competition, has the automatic rev match when you're in Sport Plus or Sport mode. It feels really good. Thing. So this car is about 50 more horsepower than my 21 M2 competition. However, it's the same amount of torque. They do feel very similar in terms of the acceleration. It almost feels like I'm in my own car right now. This car is completely stock. Mine just has the inventory carbon fiber intake, which doesn't give that much more horsepower. How does it feel? I love it. It's super nice. Yeah, you like it? Yeah. So Dray is driving my car right now. It's actually amazing for me to see my car for once from the outside and hear it as well. I mean, I love my car so much. I think it looks so good. I don't think I can regret my choice, when I see this car, when I see my car like that, when I hear it. But it does really make me want to consider the new M2 competition in the future. I mean, this thing feels so good. This is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of new things coming on my sim racing journey and I am really excited for it, so stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one.